Now let's check the lineups for Heat 2A here today. In lane 1, it'll be the T+. Lane 2, Miss Budweiser. Lane 3, the Tide. American Spirit in lane 4, and Oh Boy Alberto on the outside.
Watch lane number 2 as Chip Hanauer would like to keep getting those points in. There's the start, and it is Hanauer leading the boats off the line in lane number 2. On the inside, the Miss T+, Stephen David. The Tide boat in lane number 3 as you look down from high atop the course here at Mission Bay, San Diego. 3 boats are vying for first place, but as they go into the turn, a little bit of a drop back. Tide in second place trying to move up, but as he comes into the turn, now watch, Tide is going way to the outside. He just barely missed hitting the American Spirit boat on the outside. That would probably be an infraction in the eyes of the referees, Jim. We'll have to wait to see what happens.
It could be a monetary fine. It could be a 1-lap penalty. We'll have to wait and see now as they come down the back chute here at Mission Bay.
Still in the lead, the Miss Budweiser. Chip Hanauer not really being challenged on this race. Second place on the inside is the Miss T+. Tide still holding on the outside. We're waiting to see if there's any sort of a penalty that'll go out to the U8, the Tide boat, for veering off the course the way he did on the first turn. This is your leader, the Miss Budweiser, Chip Hanauer, the boat owned by Bernie Little of Lakeland, Florida.
151.042 for the Bud at lap number 1, and it's a $300 penalty now for the Tide for that lane encroachment. $300 it'll cost him in the pocketbook.
That as he moves up into second place, so that's very important. He only gets the fine, which means that he holds his position on the course. So the Tide boat with Nate Brown has the fine, but he's also got second place on the run. It's the Tide boat to the left of your screen, the right of driver Chip Hanauer. He will try to now move up. On the inside to the right of your screen, it is the T+, driven by Stephen David.
But it's the boat that's coming in the first place to complete lap number 2. If he maintains his position, he will secure another world championship for himself and for the team.
He'd like to do that just to get the pressure off, so to speak, so the rest of the day he can just go racing. He has been talking about the world championship. It was obvious that's what they came into this race wanting to get. They wanted to sew it up early so they could go racing the rest of the day. So far, so good for the Miss Budweiser team. We look out there now. It looks like the water's smoothed down a little bit. Well, just as I say that, what happens?
Not a slop in corner number 1. It's been there all day long so far. Half a lap to go for the Budweiser as we look at Steve David in the T+, currently riding in third place behind the Budweiser and the Tide.
And he better be careful, because if he looks over his right shoulder, Steve David will see Mark Evans in the Bonds American Spirit coming up on the outside of him. He would like to take that position away from him. In the lead still, it is the Miss Budweiser. There you see Mark Evans in the American Spirit. He's getting a good ride in that boat. That's one of the boats that's improved on almost every race course. Fifth place is Mike Egret in Oh Boy Alberto. Still, he rides a little bit light. There is your winner, and the winner of the O'Doul's High Points Championship. Chip Hanauer does it. He gets the win for owner Bernie Little. They are happy. We'll come back and talk to them in the pits when we return to Mission Bay. The Texaco Star Mart Cup, part of the RC Cola Hydroplane Series here on Mission Bay, San Diego. The big win, the Miss Budweiser, winning not only the race but the championship in points. The Tide second, American Spirit, Miss T+ and Oh Boy Alberto finishing the field. Let's go down to that happy Miss Budweiser pit.
Well, Dick, the crew just congratulated this driver here, Chip Hanauer, for the World Championships, the O'Doul High Point Crown. I forgot all about that. How could you forget about that?
Well, you know, you get so caught up in what you're doing and being in the present and trying to win the heat that until somebody said that, I've forgotten totally about it, but now it feels great.
Yeah, look at Bernie Little, the biggest smile yet.
Well, you know, it's been a long, hard year, Jim. For us to get it wound up here, that's really great. And Chip has done an outstanding job all year, and I think we'll go out of here with a victory also.
A lot of happiness in that Budweiser pit with good reason. We'll see how they do the rest of the day. Let's get you acclimated to a little bit more about unlimited hydroplane racing with Stephen David in the T+ Performance Corner.
Hi, I'm Steve David, and welcome to this edition of T+ Performance Corner. Today's question deals with a question we got from 6-year-old BJ Merkel of Sarasota, Florida. BJ asked, how do we get these big boats to the races? Well, laying flat like it is, it's 30 feet long and 15 feet wide. We can't tow them like that. You can only be 8 feet wide to be legal going down the highway. So what we actually do is tilt the boats in the trailer. We'll show you that right now. The first thing we've got to do is tilt the boat up to get that legal width of 8 feet. Jim Bakke, who drives the boat all over the country for us, is doing that right now. It's all done with hydraulics. You'll see 2 big rams on the trailer that lift it up. Once it's up all the way like that, it's about 15 feet high. The boat's then strapped and bolted to the trailer so we can go down the road. This is our transport vehicle. From the outside, it looks like a semi-tractor trailer. Inside, it's a complete machine shop, as well as the ability to carry everything we need to keep the boat race ready. In fact, let me take you and show you the inside. We're standing inside now our semi-tractor trailer. This is actually what pulls the boat to and from the races. Right now, as you can see, it's a big empty box. When it's on the highway, it's got all of our engines, gearboxes, props, prop shafts. Everything we need to be able to race is carried inside this truck and another one just like it. Besides the truck being used to pull the boat to and from the races, you can see my crew right now working on an engine. There's a crane on board our truck so that we virtually have a machine shop on wheels. Right now, for instance, we're doing what's called disassembling a hot section of a turbine. This comes apart every time we race and gets rebuilt. It wouldn't be possible, again, without the truck that becomes the portable machine shop at the races. Well, BJ, I hope that answers your questions about how we get the boat to and from the races, and thanks for writing it.
Well, thank you, Stephen David. A good explanation of BJ's question, and a good question by BJ. A little inside look at unlimited hydroplane racing.
Well, here's your lineups for Heat 2B. However, Kellogg's, Coors Light, and Pete's Wicked Ale are not going to answer the bell. We're down to a 2-boat race between the Winston Eagle and the Coopers Express.
And it's going to be Winston Eagle. I don't think there's any question as to which boat has the advantage as far as speed. The question is the salt water, because we've talked so many times, Jim, about what happens in salt water if it gets inside the turbine of these engines. It actually separates the salt from the water, and the salt will cake up on the blades of the turbine engine and actually jam it. It'll stop it. So as we look inside from inside the cockpit of the Winston Eagle, Mark Tate just hopes that everything continues to operate.
Well, it's operating pretty good. He just set a new course record for a fast lap, 164.919, and well on his way to perhaps a new heat record. That'll be over 161 mile an hour if he makes it.
There's Mitch Evans in the Coopers Express. This is the last of the piston packer boats, as we call them, the big aircraft engines that they used for so many years. There's Pete's Wicked Ale. Did not answer the bell this time around. Problems for Ken Muscatel. That's a shame. They worked so hard to get that boat going and to keep it going. Meanwhile, the Winston Eagle coming around for the checkered flag. Not much problem this time around for Mark Tate. 161.712. That's a new competition record, and it beats his old competition record set here last year by almost 7 miles an hour. Coopers Express second. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Pete's Wicked Ale, and Coors Light did not start.
And they'll have to go into the last chance if they hope to make any of the final. Anybody got any bait? Ken Muscatel's waiting for a tow. We'll be back with more action on the Arcicola Hydroplane Series 93 after this timeout. Back here on the waters of Mission Bay in San Diego, California, I'm Jim Hendrick along with Dick Crippen. Dick is with the winners of Heat 2B, the Winston team.
Steve, the high points is part of this whole game, and I mean, this does give you 400 unanswered.
Yeah, and we'll take them any way we can get them. Unfortunate thing for the Kellogg's boat, we'd rather beat them heads up, but national high points are really important at this time when it's coming down to the wire, so we're happy to get that break.
And again, this is a rebuilt boat. I mean, this is the one that went over in Seattle, Mark, and it seems to be operating just flawlessly for you.
Yeah, it has so far here in San Diego, and it's been a great experience to get back in the boat in some racing conditions. And, you know, I wish I had more boats out there to really kind of get a feel for the boat and the racing conditions, because the final will be a lot rougher than what I just ran in.
Down here at the Kellogg's Frosted Flakes boat, and the driver, Mike Hansen, is holding something weird in his hand. Is this why you didn't make the heat?
Yeah, this is a universal joint that failed on us. This is actually a good one. Luckily, it happened on the trailer while we were just trying to test the steering system out. It broke in half, and unfortunately, this is the other end it's hooked to. So without this, the boat had to stay on the trailer. Just tough luck for us. It's been 35 straight heats of finishing this year, and we just had to sit one out.
Actually, you lost ground now on that number 2 spot in the O'Doul's high point chase.
Yeah, that really hurts us bad. You know, we were within 80 points coming into this race, and now we're down 500 already, and the day ain't over with. So hopefully we can get the thing put back together and go beat Winston a couple of heats this afternoon and try to make some of that ground back up.